Hi there, Taurus. Welcome back to my channel. I am so grateful for all of you. I have to apologize that I did not get your full moon reading out. Oh, the sun is an ever-changing creature. And so, as an apology, I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle of Light, or the White Light Oracle, sorry. It's one of my favorite oracle decks. So, yeah, let's see what the universe has to say to you. One card for Taurus, please. So these messages can be kind of long, so if you're not interested in them, then just fast forward. You have the Sovereign Queen Maeve. Beautiful. Number 40. Four is the angel number. The number of the archangels. My brain is trying to convince me that I've done enough readings for today. Sovereign Queen Maeve. Value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference, even that which may be well-intentioned. Be compassionate, but set firm boundaries. You are going to triumph over a negative situation. It will take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength, resourcefulness, and boldness to accomplish what you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect with higher worlds, so open your heart to the mind to the light. At the portal between everyday reality and the rapture of unchecked aliveness stands Sovereign Queen Maeve. She is an initiatrix, taking us beyond the constraints of polite moralism and into the bliss, sacred passion, grit, and astutedness needed to cultivate and protect the light. Goddess, warrior, queen of the Fae, and fearless guardian and protector of territory, Maeve is wild and determined. She stimulates confidence, encourages one not to shy away, but rather to assertively engage with life and claim your true place in the world. She encourages us to refuse to allow our sacred territory to be intruded upon by unworthy rulers, whether they be critical voices in our own mind or ego-driven interlopers. Maeve is the instinct to engage when challenged, to call on recruits and use all the inner wisdom and talent at your disposal so you can assert the light and refuse to be put down or denied your rightful place. This sounds like every Taurian I've ever known. You guys are beautiful energies. Protecting territory from a spiritual perspective is unlike the grasping and self-serving of the ego that wishes to obtain whatever it can for its own benefit. This world needs souls who are willing and able to hold sacred space and refuse to allow it to become contaminated by greed, jealousy, hate, or confusion. This is an act of courage and selflessness. Such as an act of courage serves all beings. To be a son or daughter of Maeve requires some spiritual chops. It takes feisty refusal to be dominated or controlled. It also takes the wisdom to recognize that one can lovingly accept all that is without judgment, whilst discerning when and how to set a firm boundary, lest sacred space be trampled upon and defiled by ignorance. Rapture is a pathway out of control and into the sacred, and consciously chosen abandonment into something greater than self. When the ocean into which we plunge ourselves is that of the spirit, then our ecstasy becomes a revitalizing, frequency-raising, soul-empowering experience which manifests pathways to victory where in a lower state of awareness there appeared to be no hope. If we honor our need for communion with the sacred realms, we will give ourselves the time and space we need to integrate relevant practices into our lives. Committing to spiritual practice requires the self-possession to know what matters to you, irrespective of whether another or society in general can recognize the wisdom in your values. Sovereignty is self-possession. It is the belonging to oneself that happens internally as we claim our being and commit to our unique life journey. True spiritual sovereignty exists outside of social mores. It is not about becoming subversive or disrespectful to others, but rather about seeking out freedom of being. This leads to you naturally becoming an active presence which dismantles enslaving social mores and stimulates society to mature spiritually. This oracle asks you to come home to yourself again and again. Know you are strong enough to live your life and chart your course in communion with the sacred. In Sanskrit, Swaraj is self-rule, and as the meaning of Raj is also radiance, it can also mean self-luminance. Do not allow your destiny to rest in the hands of others. Recognize that the light within you is your true ruler. You have the power to light yourself up with spirit. Commit to what you can do and believe the realms of the divine are working with you. Do not be dissuaded. You shall be victorious. That is one powerful message. Taurus. All right. For those of you that are still with me, my name is Becca. If you're brand new, I'm going to pull a 5-position spread. What is the recent past for my Taurians? What is the recent past for my Taurians? We have the Page of Swords. What is the present situation? That actually has a bull jumping over a man. A mountain? Interesting. Taurus. We have the Hierophant. What is the blockage? The Empress. What is the message from Spirit? Ace of Swords. This card has been coming out all day. All day. What is the potential outcome? The Moon. At the bottom of the deck, let me move this up a little bit, we have the Knight of Swords. So there might have been some communication here. Oh man, I just heard Jordan Peterson's voice in my head. To get to the treasure, you have to slay the dragon. That dragon is fear, right? So whatever it is, you are facing your fear. And if you're not, you're preparing to do so. This Knight of Swords is about action, and as you can see, I don't know, actually, can you see it? There's a dragon down here in this little corner. Alright, so the Knight of Swords Swords talk about communication, thought, but Knights talk about action. So this could be a strategy, but it's not a well thought out strategy, and it's something that you've been working on and needs to be transformed. There are a lot of butterflies in this spread. There are a lot of butterflies in this spread. You may be transforming right now. You may be working on becoming. Okay. So right now you're thinking about this action, whether this action has been done to you or you are thinking about taking this action. In your recent past, we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, this might just be immature communication, but it was truthful, it was honest, it was direct, but it was immature. I also think that it could have been a little bit of just poking at something and trying to see what comes out of it, right? In your present situation, we have the Hierophant. So this is spiritual knowing. This is a institution, right? This is something that I heard always has been. Whether it's something that you're involved in, like a higher learning, or it's something that you're trying to become, you're trying to learn, right? What's blocking you is the Empress. This is self-care. I feel like it's being able to receive and turn into and create abundance, right? For me, this card talks about self-nurturing. Your message from Spirit is the Ace of Swords, and there's another butterfly. And this is an idea. It's an idea, it's a thought, it's communication. And your potential outcome is the Moon. So that's fear, that's doubt, that is deep emotion. We also have the new moon tomorrow. So let's get some clarifiers on this. You show up here twice, Taurus, the Hierophant, and the Empress. We have the Devil. Capricorn card, please clarify the Page of Swords. The Empress in reverse. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah. The bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Pentacles. There is no self-care here. And if you're talking to this person and you're being frank, they're not listening, right? It's a lot of heavy burden, and it's burden that you actually feel eternally bound to. This could be a mother situation because we have the Empress here twice, or a pregnancy situation where someone is unable to get pregnant. But what I really feel like this is a lack of caring for yourself. There's no nurturing of self because you're too busy giving to others. And not just giving to others, but trying to tend to. I just feel like there's a, it feels immature, like someone is old enough to do it, but they're just too lazy. Kind of ridiculous, like a cow jumping over a man. We have the King of Pentacles. That is you, Taurus. Please clarify the Hierophant. The Ace of Swords and the Four of Cups. All right, so this has been communicated. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles, but that communication is going ignored. There's some passivity here. And I just heard because of an institution, for whoever that resonates with. With the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this means that there is something within an assessment that is missed. Please clarify the Empress. Please clarify the Empress. Why is the Empress the blockage? The Moon. Please clarify. Thank you. The Hermit. So many major arcana. And the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Someone is straight up afraid to go within and see their codependency and to look at where it's coming from. Instead of nurturing yourself and being kind and viewing yourself as the temple that you are only seeing what someone has already told you in the past. Almost like they're telling you that it's ridiculous and you're not worthy. Let's look at this Ace of Swords. Please clarify this Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Wands. Aries. The Hanged Man. The Two of Swords in reverse and the Nine of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, I can tell you exactly what that Queen of Wands came out, and that was a new perspective on yourself. The Queen of Wands is sexy, she's fiery. This is Aries energy. She's entrepreneurial. She's a leader, and she's passionate. The Hanged Man being there means that a sacrifice has to be made and a new perspective is found. It's also another butterfly. So this is actually a caterpillar about to form a chrysalis, and with all of these butterflies, you're going to come out of this the Queen of Wands. All you have to do is be willing to put up that fight and let go of this indecision. You know this. You already know it. Let's clarify the Moon. We have the Tower, the Two of Cups in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Eight of Swords in the upright. If you stay here in this blockage, this is all going to come crumbling down. This is all going to come crumbling down. If you stay trapped in this thought process, whatever it is that you're trying to do is only going to be half-hearted. You have the power to make it happen, but you have to put that power back within yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull a mystical shaman oracle card. You have number, sorry, it drives me nuts when they're like that. You have number 45, the seer. Can you see the seer? That breaks down to a 9, and then we're going to pull a spirit animal oracle card. You have a 10. Buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. So if you're dealing with an Aquarius, they got the same card. We're going to start with the buffalo spirit. Buffalo spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adopt a mindset of abundance. The ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because the herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts: the meat, the hide, the bones. The tribes who hunted the buffalo used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too do you have many gifts available to you. Buffalo spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires. Not by forcing or pushing, but rather by following a natural path that rises up before you, trusting that there is always plenty to go around. Whether it be love, money, inspiration, or support, it's all there for you to claim. When you are grateful, you immediately align yourself with the truth that the world is rich and teeming with the resources. There is always more than enough, and you are always enough. At this time, you can expect all your intentions and needs to come into form that is right for you. Your heartfelt gratitude is making you a magnet for miracles. Buffalo Spirit's message is to remember that you co-create your reality in partnership with Spirit. So offer up your thanks and prayers even before you see conditions you desire, not just for yourself, but for others too. Then you will quickly see the results in tangible ways. Gratitude has the magic to grow the good, so offer thanks and praise as you acknowledge all that you have and all that is possible. Protection message. When Buffalo Spirit visits you with a message of protection, he is asking you to shift your thinking from poverty consciousness to one where you trust the universe will provide. Have you been falling into financial insecurity, worrying that there will not be enough money in the future? Have you been stressing and feeling sorry for yourself, worrying that because you have no romantic relationship now, you will never have one? Do you see scarcity where there is, in fact, abundance? Are you comparing yourself to others and falling short? Self-pity, entitlement, fear, and lack are all thought viruses that seduce you into darkness. Buffalo Spirit nudges you to make a gratitude list and be mindful of your thoughts at this time. Even if outer events have happened to challenge your beliefs in abundance, outer conditions are temporary. If you are suffering from the malice of fear that you are impoverished, realize that it is only poverty of perception and perspective. Prayer, communion with your higher power, and gratitude coupled with compassionate, selfless service will snap you right out of it. Give to someone who has less than you. Be thankful for the tiniest things and say affirmations. Then you will remember abundance is the true nature of the world. And we have the seer, number 45. The seer represents the capacity to reach beyond the obvious details of life into hidden realms where information is available to those with the discernment to perceive it. This symbol represents psychic perception, intuition, and the capacity to know something without prior exposure. The seer knows truth, always seeks truth beyond all else, and sees reality as it truly is without judgment. The seer can read between the lines and understand what is not being said. He represents the power of clarity and being able to recognize patterns. The seer invites you to trust your intuition and follow it as it leads you forward. You may feel lost when it appears that your hunch is taking you in circles, or even through a maze, but the hidden realms don't follow the rules of a two-dimensional map. Trust your gut and allow your perception of your circumstances to widen to include the nuances and subtle cues that you normally miss if you take things at face value. The seer has gifted you with his magic. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your vision is clear. The medicine. The seer has arrived now to challenge you to get out of denial and begin telling yourself the truth about your situation. Wishful thinking will not make what you desire happen when you're refusing to see things as they are. The truth may hurt, but it will set you free to claim the bounty that is waiting for you to notice it. This is a moment of true power. The seer offers you his medicine. When you are ready, surrender your vision to spirit and ask to be shown the truth, no matter the price. Once you do so, your eyes will open and you will receive a powerful gift. That, my lovely Taurians, is your reading. I hope it was helpful, and remember, I love you. Have a beautiful day.